All right. I hear people lighting fireworks. It's 4th of July, 2024. I don't know why I like that number, 2024. It's all like twos and fours. But I'm gonna walk around the back. See if I can see a little bit of sunset action before the sun goes completely down. As you can tell, they're doing construction here at this school I live right next to. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about? I don't even know if I should bring it up. But what do you think about the future? You know, America, mankind. You know, like the way I see it is like Rome was like a franchise. You know what I mean? And similarly, I mean, we kind of, well, Rome really got their style from Greece, like kind of the big, I don't know, like marble pillars, classical style. Even the gods, a lot of the gods called gods came from Greece. You know, they basically copied Greece. And so, you know, like Rome was just a vehicle to take some of the culture that they picked up, that they liked and picked up from like Greece and other places, and spread it because they were kind of a conquering thing. It reminds me of like how Richard Dawkins describes memes, cultural memes, ideas and stuff. And similarly, we picked up kind of Roman-esque, even Grecian, is that how you say it? Greco-Roman, architecture for like DC, the capital of the United States. And so we're picking up, you know, similar style, but at the same time, we have a good vehicle because we have this cultural output with like Hollywood and the entertainment industry. And, you know, the world in large part is Americanized. And so like the same way Rome conquered people, they didn't have like TV and mass media back in the day. You know, they conquered people with literal force. Today we have ideological, I don't know if you want, I don't know if you call it conquering, but, you know, we have these vehicles of just information, the internet, channels, various channels. And we've spread our cultural influence, America, like far and wide, you know, the world over. And similarly, you know, how Rome was almost like a franchise that kind of incorporated other territories that it would conquer. You know, like it picked up stuff from like the Grecian people, but then it kind of like less refined, kind of crude places, it actually improved. It like incorporated into its style, and I don't know. I mean, that's, I think, a good idea. You know, if you have force, you know, just an army that was mighty, could take places over, I mean, I would definitely try to, you know, figure out what I liked and keep it, and anywhere else, if it was lower than that, I'd, you know, bring it up to that standard. And that's what it was. It was like a franchise. It was a style, you know, a fashion of sorts. Is that Greco-Roman fashion, and it's even existing today. I mean, you look at, like I said, DC with the architecture and stuff, and that same fashion. Like it even looks like it went extinct and died out, but it came back up, and I guess it survived through like literature, you know, and like, well, there's the artifacts of, you know, Greece and Rome that still exist that we can see, and I don't know, it's kind of crazy. It's like, imagine if like literally in nature there were species that went extinct, but we somehow had like a library of various, you know, genes and like what they do, and then we could just put it back together and, you know, bring a species back from extinction. You know, that'd be like, it's almost the same thing, like, you know, certain style. That was like what the Renaissance was. You know, there's the Dark Ages, and then they're like, wait, look at all this old literature and bringing back old stuff, you know, bringing it back to life. I mean, that's cool, I think. And that's one thing about, you know, somebody asked, like, what's the most important invention of all time? And somebody said writing, because it created a multi-generational kind of memory for our species. I think that's kind of right. It's kind of true. And that's a way for ideas, kind of like Richard Dawkins says, cultural memes to be passed on. It's a vehicle for those cultural memes to be passed on. Ideas, really. And I was just talking about Judaism and how they created their literature, and they literally like numbered the chapters and lines so it could be like, recited. I don't know. It's just like so concise, and I think they said it's like the Bible is the most printed book of all time. And that is a vehicle for cultural ideas to be. It gives it those legs, to be. And no offense, but I think a lot of religious stuff is toxic. I mean, a lot of religious ideology. But I see that vehicle and I'm like, okay, makes sense why that ideology would persist. It's literally like repeated in a very concise format, literally like chapter number, verse number, yeah, it's what it's been. It's this canon, this biblical canon or whatever. But yeah, so, I mean, what did I say? The greatest scientific discovery of all time. Somebody said, writing. It's a multi-generational memory, but also it helps. Language itself helps people communicate. I say communication is like the core of cooperation. And so all that put together, multi-generational memory, communication, that enables cooperation. It allows this collective organism of sorts, beyond ourselves individually, to really emerge, and persist and operate and function. And that's the basis. I mean, that's almost like individual cells, like prokaryotic cells. And then they turn to eukaryotic cells with the nucleus, and then they turn to multicellular organisms where all the cells work together in unison as a singular organism. And that's what really started blowing things up. Otherwise, it would have just been like slime, mold, goop on the ground. You couldn't even see, just like you could feel the texture. Like, what is this slimy stuff on the ground? No, now we have grass. We have humans that are intelligent. It's just a higher level order of that cooperation, I mean, that's just nature, what it's been doing already. It's been pack animals and stuff for a long time. I might just sit out here and hang out and watch these little fireworks everybody got going on. I've just been kind of, I don't know, in my own world for a little while, so I ain't really trying to hang out with homies or anything right now. I mean, there's a lot happening in my life I felt like I had to sort out, so it's been a good 3 or 4 months of me I'm not gonna say self-isolating, but maybe to some degree. That's why I'm kind of just hanging over here instead. Man, everybody's having a good time, and the cop gotta do some crazy siren action. Come on, bro. Just read the room, bro. Mess up the vibe. Anyway, God bless America. So yeah, who knows? I mean, I see America as like a fashion of sorts, similar to what Rome was. And then really, I was saying it the other day, Rome, I feel like it's kind of transfer. I mean, what did he say? Constantine was the first Christian emperor, moved the capital to Constantinople, which kind of left Rome, the city of Rome, vacant, which then got sacked. And then the what they call it, Byzantine Empire, the Eastern Roman Empire, it persisted, I mean, was that still just Rome? They thought they were still Rome, but we kind of see it as something separate. But I mean, at the end of the day, maybe it was similar, maybe a little, it's an evolved style of Rome, so maybe it was the continuation. At the same time, like I said, DC here in America, we've continued that style. We revived it, you know what I mean? So is this still Rome, you know what I mean? Like, is this Rome 3.0? And at the same time, we spread our culture around the world. Hopefully some of it better than others. These are pretty. It's a good vantage point. I'm glad I came back here. But yeah, so I mean, what's gonna become of America? Is it still gonna be America like there was the original Rome, or is it gonna evolve and become like, the Eastern Roman Empire? version of America. There's gonna be Americanization all over the world. You know what I mean? I really feel like America kind of is just a little bit of a continuation of Rome. They actually said America was supposed to be the new Atlantis, actually, if you want to go that deep. But so maybe it's all really a continuation of that, who knows? But it's really like civilization is how do you say it? An emergent function of like law and order. You know what I mean? So as long as there's like basic rights, law and order, and that's what America's known for is the Declaration of Independence. I was just watching a freaking documentary on Thomas Jefferson. Constitution, Declaration of Independence, Bill of Rights. How do you say it? Ensuring, just civil rights, law and order, and as long as there's that emergent civilization, and that's really what Rome did. They go conquer like barbarian territories, and then they instill law and order and raise them up to a functional level that could be incorporated into the greater empire of Rome. And that's all it was. It was just a functional body with law and order, and that was kind of like the fashion. I mean, so the same thing. Like what do they say? Say Greece was the birthplace of democracy, and I mean, okay, so we got democracy again. And it's just this emergent function of how do you say it? Just law and order, democracy, civil rights, all that good stuff. Why do these freaking cops gotta be blaring their sirens? Everybody's chilling. That's not like helping the vibe, bro. For real, like law and order, but not petty law. What y'all doing? That boy's chilling, man. Just cruise to wherever you're trying to go without the sirens. It's really not a necessary presence right now. We're all trying to express our joy of freedom, and y'all are really just, giving some oppressor vibes, not a good thing. I don't know, that might be an ambulance. Someone might have blew the hand off, so my bad. My bad. I'm being all... Never mind. This is a good little vantage point. I might chill here. I was gonna go walk to the store over there where the lights are. A little bit right past the lights, but I might just hang out right here. I wanted to see this little sunset vibe. I'm glad it came out. But yeah, so anyway, what's gonna become of America? What's the future? I really just think it's Americanization is just an evolved form of that democracy, that same law, functional, emergent structure of civilization. That it's been around for a long time. There was Greece, there was Rome 2.0, the Byzantine Empire, and then there's been other stuff in between. America's like the where we really tried freedom, you know what I'm saying? And it kind of, we've been kicking butt. So it's like, all right, if America can do it, it kind of inspired other people to kind of, take the, it's how do you say it? Like a territory for evolution to occur, in our political philosophy, you know what I mean? Like, let's just go for it. Raw freedom, basically, not, totally raw, but that's why I like Thomas Jefferson, man. He could just see it. He just had that, like, he's like, that's it, man. Freedom, for real. And it, the experiment's proven to be successful, generally. Maybe we can, sort things out a little bit more here and there. We got our football stadiums. Look, this American spirit right here. I mean, I just like the fact I'm in a football field here in America on 4th of July, 2024. And, but yeah, it's been a relatively successful experiment. And I think that's given people a model to copy, so that's what it's been. It's been an evolving democracy from Greece to Rome, Byzantine, whatever, the Holy Roman Empire is what they called it. And here we are now, all these extensions. There's various monarchies and their drama, and there's like, oh, that's too tight, that's too restrictive, we need freedom. And here we are, it's been a relatively successful experiment. And that's kind of what it's been. It's been the testing grounds for freedom, honestly, America. And I mean, I don't know. I think there's always going to be this chapter of the evolution of democracy, Americanization, you know what I mean? And maybe it'll evolve into something else. Rome 2.0, 3.0, 4.0. I just like Rome, but it could be Greek, Greco-Roman, Greece, democracy, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just evolution of civilization, political ideology, all that good stuff. And I think this will be a remembered chapter of, that evolution, really kind of essential stepping point in our evolution as a species. And so, yeah, I think even if, I don't know, I think America will evolve, put it that way. That's my guess. I think we'll have an evolving, I think it's just always going to be that. And we'll probably get us some nice, balance of some sort, and then probably with that, that'll be a vehicle for us to take life beyond this planet to Mars, and who knows after that. Might just find something stable, find a nice homeostasis, balance on planet Earth, and maintain ourselves for millions of years to come, We're figuring it out. This is still the testing grounds a little bit, Still, what do they call that? Crucible of sorts, We're, testing different ideas and seeing what works and what doesn't. And it's a kind of catalyzing change and whatever. It's freedom, man. We were allowed to. I mean, that's what it was. I think that's what Thomas Jefferson saw. He saw that it was really restrictive with the monarchy and stuff. And he said, no. He's like, he knows himself there's a better way. He might not have all the answers right away, but he knows that you need unrestricted experimentation, freedom to figure out what the best way is. And that's really, I think, what he did know. And that's why he was so adamant that we need to loosen those restraints to allow ourselves the crucible to experiment with different ideas. And sure enough, we developed a lot of cool stuff. So here we are, So shout out to Thomas Jefferson and all the founding fathers and all that. They have faith in us, man. They said, just loosen up the chains a little bit, see what we could do, you know what I mean? Give it a couple 100 years, we'll see what happens. And here we are. That was some pretty cool stuff. We invented football. We invented spaceships that go to the moon. We invented nice, really fast cars and Whistler fireworks and explosive fireworks. And I don't know. A lot of cool stuff. Like I said, we still got to keep it all in check, you know what I mean? But we've allowed ourselves a higher level of freedom than the old-fashioned, monarchy, the dictators or whatever would have allowed us. They were hindering progress. They were hindering human development, growth, progress in this human endeavor, you know what I mean? And it was the founding fathers, Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, whoever, John Adams, whoever, that knew we had to loosen those chains and really took that bold step to, fight for that, you know what I mean? Like they say, you know what, England? We're just gonna be our own people and do our own thing. How about that? And they were like, what? How dare you? I don't know what they said, but probably something like that. Here we are, man. Gave us that little bit of freedom to really grow and develop, and I think we've produced some pretty cool stuff, man. So shout out to the founding fathers for having faith in us and opening that crack, and we then, just started moving. It's like the little trickle of water that turned to a waterfall, a river, and now here we are, just living. I love it. We gotta keep it all regulated. You know what I mean? Not too restrictive, but relatively under control. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. That's what it's at. It's in the balance, man. And I like how there's a Burger King. You can't really see. I can see it. There's a Burger King sign that's just sticking up with like fireworks exploding behind it. It's so American. It's kind of funny. But yeah. Anyway, yeah. I think that balance. We've experimented and we're kind of finding what works, what doesn't. And I was like, all right, we're like, let's smooth it out a little bit. Let's not be too extreme and just kind of find something that works and ride on that for a while. You don't gotta keep trying new stuff. You don't gotta go too hard, Beautiful. But anyway, that's just my rundown. This was a totally, improvised talk while I was just gonna get some sunset, maybe see if I can get some firework action. So here we go. This type of stuff I think about most of the time, I guess. Boom! I like that I'm just chilling out here. Got like my own little football field space to 360 view. Booyah, boy! Pretty cool. I think it's the first 4th of July I ever spent by myself. Honestly. Like just, well, you know, like not really like at somebody's house, barbecue or something. It's all good. I'm a political philosopher. See what I'm saying? I gotta have my time to think. You know, what did Nicole Tesla say? You know, be alone is what, you know, when you're not, you know, overstimulated and have your creative mind crippled by too much action. I need my peace sometimes. You know, to cook stuff up. You know, it's all good. That's what I need sometimes. This just happens to be one of those times. So, here we are. Anyway, happy 4th of July, 2024. God bless you. God bless America. God bless this great experiment. You know, loosening them chains and having faith in us to, you know, do something positive. And that's pretty much what we've done. And it's proven to be a relatively successful experiment. And, you know, it's honestly set the standard for people all around the world. You know, Americanization is here to stay, man. So it's what it is. That being said, God bless you. God bless America. God bless the future of mankind. God bless God. God bless awesome stuff. And I guess I'm just gonna chill out for a while. Maybe should I keep recording? I don't know. Maybe it's just fireworks. I mean, I'm not trying to undermine the beauty of it all. I mean, it's a spirit that we're celebrating that really matters. I feel like, and remembrance of that faith that the founding fathers had in us. Man, here we are, just living up to the expectations. So. Hopefully we've made them proud, and hopefully we'll keep making them proud, and it'll prove to be a worthwhile, you know, effort on their part to open up that door for us to have this crucible of experimentation that we call America. So God bless you. God bless America. I need to see one more like big explosion somewhere. Okay, that was kind of a good one. Nah, I need something bigger than that though. Give me like a big fatty. Is there a big fatty anywhere? I can't just like cut it off like give me a big fatty. Come on, somebody. Okay, whatever. Maybe the big fatty's in our hearts. Okay, I don't know. That sounded whatever. But all right. With that being said, God bless you, and God bless America. Happy 4th of July. Talk to you later. Americanization is here to stay. I'm waiting for like a big fatty. Like, okay, whatever. I'm out. Was that it? Was that it? Was that it? Come on, man. I know y'all didn't just blow everything up that quick, man. Y'all gotta pace yourselves out here, man. See, that's what I'm saying. You know, you don't gotta be that. That's the era of America we're in. We're in. Okay, we've done a lot of experimentation. Time to pace ourselves, find something that works, and just kind of have a smooth ride. You know, we've been in like hyper acceleration mode. Maybe it's like, all right, it's time to, you know, just hit a nice cruise speed, you know, and kind of just ride on that. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the phase of America that we're at. So if that answers my question, what do you think of the future? I think that, you know, we might hit cruise speed and just ride on that vibe for a little while. So there you go. And with that being said, God bless you. I'll talk to you later. Much love. Is there gonna be a big one? I just sense it. Like, I know somebody's like been like waiting for it. They're like, all right, everybody else just used all theirs. Here's mine. Like, I don't know. I might be wrong, but whatever. Either way, we got football. We got football stadium. Nighttime vibes. Come on, boy. We about that life. I'm glad I came out for real. I'm like, man, I'm not gonna be inside. Like, I had a feeling everybody's gonna start popping off as soon as it got dark. So here we are. This Texas too, boy. What you know about that? Boy, America's so cool. Texas was like, you know what? We'll join. Like, you know how cool you gotta be for Texas, that was his own republic, to join?